When you first quit drinking, it's important that you go into it with some realistic expectations because for many of us, we spent years abusing our bodies with alcohol. And in my case, decades. So you're not going to undo all of that in 3 days. So here are some things that you could expect when you first quit drinking. Now, I'm not saying this happens for everybody, but this is from my own experience and from people who have shared their experience with me. Anxiety. It gets worse at first, and you're thinking, what the? I quit drinking because I was having horrible anxiety in hopes that it would get better when it feels like it's worse. And that does happen. For whatever reason, you feel more anxious when you quit. But the good news is that's temporary. I noticed a pretty significant difference in my anxiety after the first 2 weeks. And by 30 days, my anxiety was almost non existent. And the little bit that I did have was so much more manageable in sobriety. Sleep. Yeah, sleep is definitely rough at first because for so long, our bodies have been used to falling asleep, and for many of us, just passing out because of the alcohol. So when we take that away, our body has to learn to naturally fall asleep on its own. So you may feel more tired at first, but one thing I always say is feeling tired is still better than feeling tired and hungover. Irritability. You may feel like you just want to start throat punching people. And a lot of that is because you're actually feeling your feelings. You're not numbing things out. You're not trying to escape. So that's another thing you have to get used to is actually feeling your feelings, which is actually normal. It's part of the normal human experience to feel things. It's not normal to constantly numb those feelings, which is what you've been doing. So that's another thing that you have to get used to. And you do get used to it. The feelings aren't so overwhelming as time goes on. Yes, they are at first, but that's another thing that definitely does get better. The sugar cravings. When you were drinking, your body was processing alcohol as a sugar. So your body was used to having constant large amounts of sugar in your system. So when you quit drinking, your body is still craving that sugar. To which I always say when you first quit drinking, just eat the sugar, eat the candy, eat the ice cream, drink the soda. What we're focusing on right now is not drinking. So let's keep the main thing the main thing. But the good news in all of this, it doesn't last forever. It's temporary. And that's why that cheesy saying, choose your hard, is very fitting for when you first quit drinking. Because you look at the hard that is in actively drinking, constantly full of anxiety, trash sleep, depressed, overweight, more than likely you look like crap, being caught up in the vicious cycle. That's hard. And as long as you keep drinking, you can be guaranteed that it's always going to be hard. And if not, it's going to get even harder over time. And then you look at the hard that is quitting drinking. Yes, it's hard at first. It's very uncomfortable at first, but it's temporary and it's leading to something good. So if you've just started your sobriety journey, definitely have realistic expectations and choose your hard.